Hi everyone, this is Mac again from the LMIPodast on the road. Welcome back to 2025 ABA Tech Show. I am with Curtis Holdsworth. Curtis, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well. Nice to meet you, Mac.
Yeah, it's nice to meet you. So I'm here with you because we're talking about bot mediation. And you guys, I believe, are the only brand here at the Tech Show that is focused on mediators, on mediation parties, and conflict resolution. Would that be correct?
Yep, that's right. I've been around the bullpen a couple times yesterday. A lot of great technology here, but this is one of a kind. We're the only end-to-end mediation AI platform in the building, so we're definitely having a good time.
Yeah, so tell us a little more about bot mediation. What is it? What does it do? And how can it help people out there?
Sure, happy to. My background is a lawyer like you, so mostly litigation and trial work over the years. And in that process, I learned that there are some real element of inefficiency, if you will, as to live mediation, especially for certain case types. The pick and shovel method of mediation, if you will, is to select a mediator, which can be time consuming because I don't trust the person you want, you don't trust the person I want. And we do this little dance usually for a week or two, and then we think we got it lined out, and then the client says, no, I don't like her either. So it can be a couple of weeks to even agree on a person, and then we reach out to the ADR firm, and the good ones, they're booked for 2 or 3 months or something like that, right? So it's a long delay, and as a lawyer, I end up double tracking my effort in terms of prosecuting or defending a case while I'm waiting for the mediation. There's a lot of cost and a lot of inefficiency with that. And so we devised bot mediation as a solution to that delay, to be able to get on the platform in a week or less, negotiate your case, leverage AI to do that, and eliminate just a lot of the cost and a lot of the inefficiency. And I felt that AI has taken the legal world by storm. And ADR just seems so far behind. Case in point, there's like hundreds of great technologies for lawyers and law firms here, and only one technology in dispute resolution in the building. So that'll just kind of show you, we're just at the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah, well, thank you so much. So when you talk about delay, that hits home for me because I started instantmediators.com for the exact purpose. Because like you said, it's a dance. You take weeks to get to the table. And in the meanwhile, people are living in conflict. They're living with their lives in chaos and they're in limbo. They don't know what to do. But if there was a way people can get to the table fast, all right, and invite the other side, and in this case, get AI and technology to assist them to facilitate, that would be a game changer. So tell us a bit more how it actually works.
Sure, excellent point, Mac. Fair question. We thought that HHAI was the most responsible way to build our platform. That means a human hybrid artificial intelligence. So bot mediation is not a pure AI system, and anybody in this room that says it's pure AI is probably not telling the truth. So what that means is that we've harvested the wisdom of live mediators and coupled that with the power and efficiency of artificial intelligence. And so we view our tool as complementary to live mediators and not something that will ever displace them. The analogy that I like to give is we're trying to build an iPad, okay? An iPad will never be as good as a MacBook Pro, It doesn't have a good screen, it doesn't have a big amount of storage, it doesn't have substantial computing power, but there's no doubt there's great value to an iPad, right? It's simple, it's elegant, and it's inexpensive. And I think bot mediation is the same. It's simple, it's elegant, it's inexpensive.
Gotcha. So it's because that concern potentially could be out there, right? Where mediators are like, hey, this is going to take away my job. But your strategy is to come alongside mediators. And do you see mediators as also your potential clients as well?
I don't see mediators as potential clients, but more as partners. An example is that we predict that a significant number of claims won't be settled on our platform.
Yeah.
And that's okay. That's true in a mediation as well. It doesn't mean that the process was entirely pointless. It just means that there's more work to be done. So our platform automatically can roll the user off into a bullet point list or a bullpen of mediators who are underutilized, or they're trying to get more mediations, under their belt so they can get busier. And so I think it's a great tool, a great synergy with newer mediators, younger mediators, even just mediators that are fascinated by technology and want to be close to it and hang around the hoop of artificial intelligence. So where do these cases go when they're not settled or resolved on our platform? They go back to the live mediators, and I would submit once they get on our platform and they close the gap. You start here, I start there, but even if we close that gap, it's not a failure even if we don't settle in that minute, because the odds of resolving that case now are much greater, and then it makes the live mediator look great, because then he or she took over the case, they successfully closed it, their batting average goes up, and so the customer is happy with their entire end-to-end user experience.
Yeah. What about cost? How does that compare to the traditional methods that we've always known for mediation?
Yes, great question, Mac. Right now, we're pricing our product at $1,500 per side for the mediation. In a lot of cases, the better mediators, in my experience, are running $10,000 to $15,000 in a day. So yes, a substantial reduction of the cost, and also the time element too. So for me, the biggest cost of a mediation isn't the mediator fee, it's the delay in getting to mediation, and then it's the downtime, because the mediator is going back and forth, shuffling numbers back and forth from room to room, and that takes a lot of time, So that is really probably the biggest cost savings, because you have a lawyer on the plaintiff side, a lawyer on the defense side, and a mediator all clicking time, billing time on the file, and that's very costly. And so we cut that down to a fraction of the amount of time in the mediation, and we cut that down to a fraction of the time in getting to the mediation table.
Yeah. So what kind of cases do you imagine this would help settle, potentially dig? I don't think family cases would, or maybe that's on the agenda, I don't know, but what kind of cases do you typically see this working for?
Yeah, another very good question, Mac. Right now, we want to train the system. We've trained the system and focus on personal injury and employment cases. We have demoed the product for enough lawyers. We have remediated cases, meaning taken live cases and actually put them into our system and successfully mediated those cases with great accuracy. So we want to stay in our lane and throw strikes, which means right now we're focused on personal injury and employment claims, but there are a variety of other use cases for our AI mediation platform, and it really just comes down to training. So we could take a different use case in a bankruptcy context. We've had some earnest discussions about that for certain litigation inside bankruptcy. And as long as we know the case type and we have some case histories, we have a robust admin panel and algorithmic coding in our system where we can ingest a brand new algorithm before launch of any mediation session. So our system is intelligent in a case-specific way, if that makes sense.
Got it. Good. Last couple questions. So where are you guys running this? Is it, I believe you're in California, however, with technology being the way it is, there's no geography constraints anymore, right? So are you guys national, global? What's the goal?
Right now we're localized to the West Coast, California, and the reason being is we still want to ensure that smooth customer experience, especially as we're figuring out the closure rate of success, because we want people to land with a live professional mediator to have a successful outcome. And so that's where the mediators who are partnered with Bot Mediation are located in California. And I think it's also important that having a regional mediator, that expertise is critical, because claim values can change based on zip code, based on state, as you know. You're a professional mediator, so you understand this better than I do. So a mediator based in Minnesota, even on the same set of facts, won't have a grasp of the strength of the claim or the value of the claim in Texas the way that you do, because that's your backyard. Yeah,
and even the price, actually, the mediator by charge, right? I'm sure that you guys might change your price point if you're in a different state, for example.
Yes, different states may command different price points, and that's a part of the learning process, right?
Okay, so tell us finally about ABA Techshow. So is this your first time being here? And if so, how has it been? And how has this have impacted your thoughts about the legal industry and the mediation industry and technology?
Yeah, I think it's been great. Techshow here. It's my first time. I've heard a lot about it. I've seen all the buzz about it online. So I've been waiting months and months and months to get here. I would say, everything I would have expected and more. And it's been fun because I've been on the consumer side, I guess, as a lawyer for so long.
Exactly.
And so now to sort of like be on the other side of the table and pitching to lawyers and having conversation with prospective customers is a bit different. But I feel have an inside advantage. My co-founder, since I'm not a technologist, my co-founder built a large SaaS company that was sold. It's called Case Peer. In fact, they're here in the building. So he built this very robust enterprise software that many personal injury lawyers love. And so that really gave us an upper hand to be able to build a scalable architecture for our mediation software, and he's very connected in the industry because of his success in building and exiting from a software company. So it's been really helpful to have him help me meet and greet a lot of warm hands while I was here in the room for the first time.
Got it. Well, thank you so much for this talk today and for introducing us to bot mediation. And I think we're going to hear a little bit more about this, in the future. But of course, you're always welcome back to the podcast, even when we're doing remotely. And then finally, make sure you give me all the details and the websites and everything, so I can put it on the show notes so that people can click and then find more about it. Okay?
Excellent. Would love to.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Hey, it's great meeting you, Mac.
See you. Take care. All right, guys. LMIPodast.com. Check out everything from today and going forward. Take care. Bye-bye.